allow me to recognize the presence of our chief guest, the Honorable David Bahati, representing the Prime Minister. Allow me to recognize the presence of Professor Barnabas Nawangwe, the Vice Chancellor of Makerere University. I also want to recognize the presence of Professor Aaron Mushenjezi. He's the Dean School of Languages, Literature and Communication, under which the Mass Communication Department falls. Allow me to recognize the presence of Professor Monica Chibita. She's the Dean Faculty of Mass Communication of UCU, and she will be presenting to us the keynote address this evening. I want to recognize all of you in your various capacities, but I am seen to my right. On behalf of all of you, allow me in a special way to recognize the first table, apart from that of the chief guest, the table of the first students of Mass Communication 1988. Please stand up, all of you. And I think it is proper that you thank God, because with the passage of time, we lose many colleagues. Indeed, we have lost some, but that you are alive, and to celebrate the 30 years of Mass Communication, Makerere University, we thank God for your presence here.
Now, the 30 years for us is very important. Why? Because we thought we should demonstrate our achievements. If we don't demonstrate our achievements, they will probably not be seen as properly as they should. But secondly, we thought that we should reconnect with our alumni and stakeholders in a more comprehensive way. We meet in many places, but we don't meet for a singular purpose. Then thirdly, we thought that we should also reflect on the challenges and other issues that we need to take care of. And then fourthly, also plan for the future. Because what was happening 10 years ago is different from what happened 20 years ago, and what is happening today, and what may happen in the future, in 10 years to come. So for that purpose, we thought we should invest our energies in bringing people together so that we can work together, think together, celebrate together, and move together into the future. And as the motto of the university says, we are always building for the future. We take care of the present, we remember the past, but our eyes are fixed firmly on the future. So you are very much welcome. We have certainly made achievements in the past 30 years. We have produced critical human resource, not only for Uganda, but also for the region. Everywhere you go in this region, and even in other far-off places, you'll find our graduates doing some serious work. And we are very proud of that. But we have also built capacity for the department, our unit, in terms of human resource. We were talking about this in previous events. We have many more PhD holders today, because out of a staff of 16, we have 10 PhDs already. And 3 others are fairly close, and the other 3 are also in the pipeline. So if you want to do your graduate studies, our alumni, you now don't need to look beyond Makerere. I think at this moment I would like to invite my Dean, Professor Aaron Mushenjezi, to come and say a few words, and then invite our keynote speaker to make the presentation.
Congratulations to you all and to us all on DJC at 30. It's been a big milestone, And I wish we could, you could give us a shout so that we hear how excited you are. That sounds good. It is worth celebration. And to me personally, I've had the privilege of being closely associated with the department. When Monica was fished unceremoniously from our midst, she let me carry the rubengo of the department. And it wasn't easy at the beginning, but at the end of my term, I was not willing to leave the corridors because we had a very nice team in the department. I found a very warm team, very vibrant students who were engaging, very inquisitive, and I did enjoy my time as a head of the department. So, it is worth celebration, and indeed, we should let it trend. Since you are all communication experts, we have this thing we now call trending. Let DJC at 30 trend all over the media so that we can make the multimedia laboratory happen. And I would like to say to the department that now that you are 30 years old, you are mature, you did need to, after fundraising for the multimedia lab, we should launch a fundraising for DJC's building, the media dome, so that as a mature department, you can then have your home and you can advance other aspirations. I read an interesting adage somewhere. It said, don't follow your dream, chase it. And that is my final message to the Department of Journalism and Communication. Don't follow your dream, chase it, and it will come true. So with those few words, I would like to wish you a good celebration. Enjoy the dinner, enjoy the fellowship, catch up with each other. It's been a long time. I hope we'll be able to move around and see those who have not seen for the last 30 years or more. So, may the celebrations begin, and may journalism and communication succeed and grow to greater heights. Congratulations. May I now invite the keynote speaker.
I'm really happy for the department that we are able to celebrate this together, and it's wonderful to see all of you. So the topic is access to information and good governance, or for good governance. Access to information is usually used interchangeably with the right to information. So right to information laws go as far back as 1776, the Swedish Freedom of the Press Act, and later, 1789, the French Revolution and the things that came out of that. The idea is that information in the hands of government is held on behalf of the citizens, and that the citizens are entitled to it. Governments, under these laws, are expected to incline towards access rather than secrecy. Daniel Lerner was one of the first scholars to link information with development in what was called the modernization paradigm, which many people are familiar with. He argued that the media disseminate values that support development, mobility, achievement, and consumption. The idea was that the developing world, with enough exposure to the developed world, would catch up with the developed world, and that the media were the multipliers of development. This idea was debunked in the 60s and replaced with the idea that there was a center and a periphery, and that their relationship was an unequal one. The center was seen to thrive on exploiting the periphery. Then came the participatory paradigm, which focused on transforming society with the participation of the transformees. There was a renewed emphasis on sustainable development that went beyond economic or technological prosperity. Every time you talk about access to information and good governance, you are sure to hear about sustainable development. According to Savai's, sustainable development embodies some ideals, and these include a participatory political system, an equitable economic system, an environmentally sustainable production system, a technological system that fosters sustainable patterns of trade and finance, a flexible, self-correcting administrative system, a legal system that secures diversity, pluralism, and free expression, an education system that encourages critical and creative thinking, a communication system that mobilizes and secures buy-in from all stakeholders. Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights says everyone has a right to freedom of opinion and expression. This right includes freedom to hold opinion without interference and to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas through any media and regardless of frontiers. I'm sure you are thinking you're back in class. As means of communication have developed, the assumption is that access to information should be easier for all, and the attendant benefits, accountability and transparency, political participation, combating corruption, democratic reforms, etc. should follow. Access to information is considered a fundamental right of anyone to access information in the custody, especially of government or its agencies, although discussions now are moving into looking at information in the custody of private entities as well. Access to information is related to the right to freedom of expression, which usually goes with the right to seek and impart information. Globally, the tendency is increasingly to enact access to information laws and make a lot of government information publicly available. Access to information today is heavily dependent on internet connectivity and access to data. Africa is not as connected as other parts of the world, but there is rapid growth in mobile connectivity and a decrease in the cost of data. The cost of phones has also come down. This gives opportunities to more people to access information in new, innovative, and convenient ways. Access to information is recognized widely, as I said, as a human right, which means it doesn't depend, as Mr. Mbaide used to say, on the largesse of government. It is not that somebody gives it to you as a favor, it actually is yours. You are entitled to that information. If the media have access to information, and in turn, citizens have access to the media, this can generate the kind of momentum needed to change undesired conditions. Access to information and privacy. In an ironic way, access to information is related to the right to privacy. They seem like they are opposites, but they actually complement one another. Technology has made it possible to make large volumes of personal information publicly available in an instant. Nowadays, therefore, this right also encompasses the right to be protected against collection, dissemination, and use of personal data in information systems. Consider, for instance, how much information about you rests with URA. Consider NSSF. Consider NERA. Consider the various visa centers you go to apply for your visas. Consider the airport. Consider Google and other sites and the search engines. With the help of artificial intelligence, Google, for instance, at a click, will tell you your name, your location, what sites you have visited, what you've been reading, what you downloaded, etc., sometimes to your embarrassment. Governments and international bodies, realizing this could go out of hand, have tried to put boundaries around this kind of information gathering in the interest of privacy. Government measures to curtail information have also gone up a notch. They now include taxation, they include licensing of sites and of producers, including social media influencers. We have live examples. They include surveillance, They include blocking of undesirable sites, etc. Finally, citizens will need to be equipped, perhaps through information literacy initiatives, to access information better. I thank you very much.
The gentlemen that I'm going to invite here are coming to throw in a few thoughts on the presentation by Professor Chibita.
Mr. Edward Sechewa is the Executive Director of Hub for Investigative Media, where he has been for 5 years. Before then, he was a project officer with Stiftung. Then he lived in Germany for more than 16 years, where he studied and also worked as a journalist with a newspaper called Zeitung. Mr. Gilbert Sendugwa, thank you for joining us. He's with AFIC, which promotes the rights to information.
When I just come back and working in Uganda, I realized I was trying to do some research as a journalist about the enabling laws that can enable journalists to do good research, investigations. And I landed on this law, access to information. And I realized that it wasn't widely used in this country. So I started asking myself questions as to why isn't it working? First thing was a discussion that I had with some journalists, and I got different responses as these things can't work here. I said, no, it can't be that. Who has tried it? And I did get a good response as to who has tried it and it has failed. So I took it upon myself to start requesting for information from different government entities. Of course, I had several responses which were out of this world. And I said, okay, let me do what the law says. So I took them to court. And funny enough, I got court rulings one after the other in my favor, condemning government entities for not providing information. So I said, oh, this is how it works.
Now, the presumption, therefore, is that the public knows or have access to information on how public affairs are conducted in those offices and how public resources are used. Now, our experience at the Africa Freedom of Information Center is that the public does not have that information. Now, I'll give some of the examples of some of the requests that we've made. We made an information request for election results for 2011 of every polling station in Uganda, presidential and parliamentary. The basis of this request was that everyone was saying that that vote did not represent what actually happened. And therefore, we think that there was an issue of trust which would undermine public participation. That was in June 2014. The Electoral Commission did not respond. We followed up August 15th. They didn't respond up to now. We made another information request to NAD Secretariat on who are the suppliers of seedlings across the country under the Operation Wealth Creation. Again, this was triggered by findings from our monitoring in 6 districts which found that there was massive leakage and waste in that program, and indeed that after nearly a decade of that program, no one has achieved the 20 million, has been lifted from earning 1 million to 20 million. Information requests have helped to fix some of the problems. Someone we trained made an information request to Mpugwe Health Center. For 2 years, they had been told that there was no malaria medicine. Following this request, the records that they got indicated that even if there had been an epidemic, medicine would have been enough. And according to them, there hadn't been reported cases of absence of medicine after that information request.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Sendogwa and Mr. Sechewa. Enjoy the meal, and we will be back.
Here specifically to talk about the multimedia production resource center that we are aiming to establish. I think this is the right time that we should have this center established. When the department was celebrating the 20 years ago, the head of department then made a comment that we had been declared a potential center of excellence by UNESCO in journalism and communication training. But moved from that potential, we needed to have space and facilities that can help us train journalists and communicators of the 21st century. This center is very important for us as we move forward in introducing the new programs that we are about to introduce. It means you have more numbers of students. It also means that you need more facilities. As Makerere positions itself to be #1 in Africa, we need to be a #1 school of journalism and communication. So we need to position ourselves to do that. And that's why we are here today, and we appreciate that you have come. And we also believe that you will guide us in how we can raise these funds. We are looking at 413 million shillings at the bare minimum, but that can give us equipment that we can start with. So colleagues, that's why we are here today, and that's why I'm standing here. But also to appreciate all of those that have been able to send through contributions, sent through pledges, those that have sponsored tables, those that have paid. All these are ways through which we are raising such funds.
Mass communication at 30 has enough capacity to raise this money or to top up whatever has been raised. Our target, 100,000. How you get it, you know. Now this table, they have already raised their money. Now the MA class, let's clap for the MA class. For our group, special group, 2004 class, my class, we have contributed 150. Very powerful. How much do you have? 1 million? 100. Thank you so much. From the Sarah and team, proud members, proudly. You are only ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, let's clap for these girls. They are very young, but they have managed to raise the same amount like the pioneer class. Ladies and gentlemen, this class is not easy. They have given 0.25 million. Clap for them. This table has produced 0.350. Clap for them. 350,000 shillings. Thank you very much. I'm very sure some of you, even when you came out of campus, you haven't bought a laptop yet. The opportunity is now. The Prime Minister is going to buy it at 5 million. The Prime Minister, he has bought it at 5 million shillings. Thank you so much, Chief Guest, and we appreciate.
Congratulations to the Department of Journalism and Communication. Congratulations to us as the College of Humanities and Social Sciences and to Makerere University. We are celebrating our footprints on society. We are celebrating our footprints on the global scale, on the global terrain, because we've made a mark in terms of training people of high impact and integrity. Given that it's late, really, I would like to invite our dear Vice Chancellor, Professor Nawangwe.
We have been chatting with the minister and we said, at this rate, when will you raise 400 million? I asked the head, how many alumni have been produced? He said, they must be about 2,000. You only need each one of you to give 200,000 to raise the 400 million. It is not so difficult. Yes. But I want first of all to congratulate the department for celebrating these 30 years. Yesterday I said that we are proud of this department. It has produced very good human resource for our country. It has produced leaders in various aspects. And we believe that from what we see, the quality of the products is quite high. And we believe that they will go even higher. Since now, as far as the human resource of the department, there is an impact improvement. We are going to follow up the issues that were raised, particularly getting back our license for the radio and also getting the license for the television. Because we believe that these two, if they are up and running, they will help the university disseminate a huge amount of research that is just lying there on shelves and is not benefiting the Ugandans. We have a lot that we can share with the Ugandans. We have a lot that can actually propel our economy in a very short time. I want to thank the alumni. I'm very happy that you have come in relatively large numbers, and I think this is the way to go. All the famous universities abroad depend on their alumni. Harvard University has got an endowment which is 5 times the economy of Uganda, and it is all from the alumni. So please give back to your alma mater. With those so many words, it is now my honor and privilege to invite Honorable Bahati to address us.
I was delighted, the Prime Minister says, I was delighted to learn that it has been 30 years of professional training in journalism and communication. I therefore take this opportunity once again to congratulate the Department of Journalism and Communication and the Makerere University upon this milestone. The theme for this evening has been access to information for good governance, and we want to thank Professor Chibita for the good presentation. As we celebrate 30 years of journalism and communication, I urge you to refocus the coming years towards a deliberate effort to support government in our efforts to streamline communication. This is especially among the various departments of government themselves and also with the masses at the grassroots level. We have several excellent development programs whose uptake and appreciation among a substantial section of citizenry remains low. As experts in communication, we ask you to approach us and propose ways in which we can streamline our communication better across sections of the population. These suggestions should benchmark our intention to become a middle-income country as highlighted in Vision 2040. The ability for us to effectively communicate government's position on these goals and on successes in achieving what we have set out to do in the National Development Plan can best be achieved through excellent communication strategies. Come and work with us. Before I conclude the message of the Prime Minister, myself also make a contribution. Now that the Prime Minister has made 5 million, protocol will not allow me to go beyond that. So I'll make a contribution of 3 million Uganda shillings.
Let's clap for all those persons. Let's clap for them. There is also a pledge from Team Reports. Guys and team, thank you so much for giving back to Makerere Mass Communication. They have pledged 500,000 shillings. Thank you so much, guys. Team Reports and team. The Vice Chancellor has made yet another pledge, and I'm going to quote him verbatim, that personally is committing a pledge of 2 million shillings towards the resource center. And then he says, and remember he's the Vice Chancellor, he will demand that Makerere University also puts in 3 million shillings. The pioneer class has said we over-disturbed them by saying they are more experienced and that they contributed only 100,000 shillings. Now they have put their hands together and have committed to pay 10 million shillings towards. That clap is not enough for them. Let's clap for them. Again, they were the first class of mass communication at Makerere University. The Dean, Professor Aaron, has also pledged 500,000 shillings. May I request Dr. Patrick Mangeni has pledged 200,000 shillings. May I request a lady and a gentleman from the pioneer class and one person from the US class. Chief guest, may I request you to just stand at the cake. Those who don't have access to the knife, hold the shoulders. We are at 15, at 10, at 5, 2, 1, 0, and we cut. Congratulations.
Congratulations.